Soul Free with Harlan Freeman, your home for sneakers and culture, starts in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Once again, welcome back to Soul Free here on the Drake Media Network and the Soul Free Radio Network. Heard around the world on iHeartRadio and 1,000 other platforms. You could always check us out online at soulfreeradio.com. And of course, follow me on Instagram at the official Harlan. And we got a great show for you today. We are continuing our conversation series today. Of course, we're celebrating Hip Hop 50 all year long. So we're going to get to our special guest in just a little while. But as we always do, we're going to show you a brand new shoe first. And this one I just copped. If you're, obviously at this point, I'm a Nike guy. There's one exception I make for Adidas because of DMC, of course, and, 17,000 other people in 1986 at Madison Square Garden waving those shell tops in the air. But for the most part, I'm a Nike guy and a Jordan guy. So Union LA, one of the greatest, shops in the country, just put out the Union LA Jordan 1 lows. And beautiful, leather. We got the suede toes. And what I really like about this, besides, of course, the beautiful Jordan logo on the back, is you've got the interchangeable swooshes on here. So they come in different colors. And, of course, you've got the Union LA logo underneath there, right, in the Velcro. Super comfortable and still, for a resale sneaker, you can still get it at a decent price on stock or any of the resale sites. So pick it up. The Union LA Jordan 1 Low, available now. We're going to leave that right here. We're going to put it on the table. I don't think it's bad luck to put a shoe on the table. Do you feel that way? No. All right. Okay, today we do have a legend here again with us in the studio. We're continuing our conversation. Our conversation is, of course, the Hip Hop 50, the history of everything that's going on this year, all the great celebrations, and being brought up here on Long Island. A lot of things happen here on Long Island, especially for this guy, all right? If you were a fan of Rakim, Biz Markie, Craig, Mack, you saw him behind the turntables. If you were a Groove Beat Chill fan, you know who this guy is. If you are a fan of the legendary film House Party, he was forever immortalized by the great Martin Lawrence in that film. Name check, everything. I mean, to have Martin Lawrence play me, I think that would be it for me. But we've got the legendary DJ Belal here. What's up, baby?
Appreciate you, man. Thank
Good.
you.
All right. How you feeling?
And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That's very, very nice.
Welcome to the club. Welcome
right?
to the 50s.
Oof. Oof. Can I be honest though? I think 49 hit harder than 50. Because it's like, all right, just say you're talking to somebody and they're a little bit younger than you, right? And you say, how old are you? I'm 49. It's like, oh, he's lying. He's 50.
Yo, I cried when I was turning 50.
Yeah, 50.
I cried, literally.
Did you?
I literally shed tears.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. No. It's it's different. It's different. It's different. Yeah.
It's a whole different aura about yourself.
Yeah. Well, now you're not turning 50. Now you're turning 60.
Oh, there you
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You're a baby at the 50.
Yeah.
Me and Chill, and we turning that corner. We'll turn that corner over to 60, and it's like it's feeling real funny right now.
Yeah. So, man, you grew up in a time here on Long Island, okay, when people are talking about the history of hip hop and, especially Hip Hop 50 right now and all the different exhibitions and events that are going on, people focus on the beginnings in the Bronx, Skeleton Crew, different DJs, different, B-boys and whatnot.
Right.
And there was definitely a huge bubble in the Bronx and mad respect to them.
Of course.
But there was something else going on. There was something else going on in Long Island.
Yes, it was.
And, places like, WBAU, the first to really start telling that story.
Yeah.
And you were in the thick of it. You were in the thick of it, Talk to me, you're born and raised in Wyandanch.
Right. I was raised in Wyandanch, but I was born in South Jamaica.
Right. Yeah. So you came out here. You had to flip the script a little bit at a very young age.
At a young age.
9. 9, you became a Long Islander. You became part of our history.
Right.
Talk to me about what was going on in Wyandanch at that time.
Well, coming from South Jamaica,
Yeah.
And I was, first of all, brought up in a music family through my father. He used to write a lot of songs for Aretha Franklin, wrote a few songs for Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight and the Pips and Wilson Pickett, and he was a session player working with Jimi Hendrix and this and that. The Rolling Stones did one of his songs.
Mercy, just Mercy. A couple little names.
Just a couple little names.
Yeah, So Google him. You might find something.
Ronald Miller. He's serious.
Yeah.
So that was my pops. So
yeah.
I was always around people like Don Covey, Donny Hathaway, King Curtis.
Wow.
Mary from the SOS band used to babysit me. You know what I'm saying? So I came up as Little Ronnie. So when I came here, my musical attention was high because it was, around and my father started writing with Candy State, and he wrote a couple of songs for her, and she would come to the house, and which I had a crush on.
Yeah.
But it's just I grew up music. That's music has been my life since I can remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like since 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm hearing all these, running around the studio while Donny Hathaway singing. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I came here, I knew all the records because my father, I was always in his records.
Yeah.
So I heard the samples before sampling was samples.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those records come from samples. Like Eric Gale, Ginseng Woman was my favorite record, which Tupac did Dear Mama with. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like I had these records in the house already.
Yeah. You already had the knowledge. You already had it.
Right. But it wasn't, until before I came to Wyandanch, my father used to play with the Fatback Band.
Oh, wow.
And King Tim III, he brought me to he used to always bring me to the gigs. So he brought me to a gig where King Tim III did the song.
Wow.
Before it was a record.
Wow.
And I had to be 8 or 9. And I'm hearing this and I'm like, oh. So that's what my really first hip hop experience was.
Right.
And then when the record came out, then Sugar Hill came out and blew that record out. But I will say this, my father, and you can Google this, he used to have a band called Ronnie and the Manhattans, which was on Enjoy Records.
Okay.
So when I saw the records of Spoonie G, that was my father's, one of his best friends.
Wow.
So when I saw Spoonie G, when I saw Funky 4+1 More on Enjoy Records, I already knew Enjoy Records.
Wow. So you grew up with this incredible bass.
Right.
Like you were immersed,
right.
And I give your dad such credit for bringing you along for that ride.
Yeah, he really did. So,
you weren't left home while he was on the tour bus.
No.
You got
it was a family thing.
That's amazing.
So
that's amazing.
When hip hop was young and started to get on records, there was only really 2 record labels, and that was Enjoy Records and Sugar Hill Records.
Yep.
And my pops was cool with Sylvia Robinson.
Okay.
So I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, you got to see it. You got to see it before you had to jump in the pool.
Right, before I got jump in the pool.
Yeah.
So, but that, I was lucky.
Yeah.
A lot of kids wasn't brought up that way through the music.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hip hop was born before the records.
Yep.
I can remember being in South Jamaica, watching the Infinity Machine pack in to a hall that was across the street from us. So it's like you knew it was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I came to Wyandanch, my first summer, Wyandanch Day, we came right before Wyandanch Day, and I never forget, I'm hearing all this music way in the background, like, but I was too young to go to the park.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wyandanch Day, we are now, I want to say 57th year.
Okay.
Something like that, or 56th, I think it's 56.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing all this music, not knowing where it come from. But when I got to Milton Isle School, all the kids knew where it was coming from. They was in the park, Wyandanch Park. And I started hearing, names like Nelson P.R., DJ Motor,
Mm-hmm.
People like Yargo Dog, and I'm hearing this, all these different names. And when I went to school, I graduated in '83.
Right.
So we was about beating on the tables.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Pleasure.
Okay.
DJ Pleasure was the man back
Wow.
in Wyandanch. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was, Pleasure was pleasure.
Yeah.
So we beating on the table, listening to Spoonie G. Somebody will bring a tape, and then, we listening to, the Cold Crush
Okay.
brothers.
Yeah.
That's the Cold Crush, the Fantastic Five MCs, Spoonie G, Kumo D, really,
Mhm.
Kumo D, the Force MCs were the Force MCs before they was the Force MDs. And we used to listen to all these tapes. I used to cut class with my brother Teddy Oaks just to, get those tapes.
Yeah.
And we would bring them back. Or cats with older brothers
Mm-hmm.
was getting the tapes from them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Yeah.
have an older brother, so I was just listening whatever I heard.
You were discovering on your own.
On my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I started out as an MC.
Yeah.
I always wanted to DJ, but I started as an MC in my father's band. We're like, do it. There's nothing in the world that I can't do. I'm in the world with you. I do. It. And they would go, little Ronnie,
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my, hip hop was like I said, when I came to Wyandanch, it was culture shock.
Yeah.
Because I was an inside kid. I wasn't allowed to leave the gate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So-
what growing up in Queens, the city, Bronx.
I couldn't leave the gate in
Yeah.
Wyandanch until, certain cats I got friends with, like Chill,
Yeah.
my brother Teddy Oaks,
Mm-hmm.
they brought me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, yo, come on. My mom liked him, so
Yeah.
my mom's wouldn't. Your mother back then wouldn't
Yeah.
let you go out with somebody. She
Did your
didn't like.
mom have to call the other mom, like managers setting up a gig to make sure?
No.
No, it
she
wasn't. Okay,
But
okay.
she was my biggest fan.
Yeah.
I get to that. She was
Okay.
my biggest inspiration.
Yeah.
But yeah, she if she didn't know who the parents was or know at least the kid that you was going with,
Yeah. No, it didn't happen.
it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't just going
get that.
out. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
And she she created a Wyandanch park in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't got to worry about going to the pool because
Yeah.
you got one.
Yeah.
You got to go anywhere, go to those swings because you got them too. You ain't got no basketball because you ain't got to worry about
Yeah.
that. Everything in the backyard.
They got the sesame seed bun.
Yeah. Everything.
We got the
You know what I'm
seedless
saying?
bun.
So that's how I grew up, and all the kids would come to us.
Okay.
And it was like that when I was in South Jamaica. So
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You
You
it
had
wasn't,
the
I wanted to go out
Yeah.
into the park.
but everybody want to come to your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people. But my mom's was like, no.
Yeah.
She wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
With her 5 kids being out in the world
Mm-hmm.
without her at least looking.
Yeah.
Seeing where we were at. So
Yeah.
that's how it went. That's old school.
Yeah. No, that sounds beautiful. You came
So-
from a beautiful home.
Yeah,
That's that's
And
nice.
the school, schools are, I can only speak for Wyandanch. It was like a lot of people don't realize that Long Island, it really consists of the boroughs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Jamaica, Queens.
Mm-hmm.
You'll meet somebody from Brooklyn. You meet somebody from the Bronx. Chill's
Yep.
from the Bronx. Rob was born in Brooklyn. But when you came to Wyandanch, just like I went to an event Chuck D had on Monday, he said, "Yo, when I came to Milton Olive School and Straight Path School in Milton Olive, the first thing he's like, where you from? My dumb butt go, I'm from South Jamaica, Queens, like I'm saying. That.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know what? You in Wyandanch right
Yeah.
now. So you learn real quick.
Yeah.
Unless you was leaving back to go to South Jamaica.
Yeah.
You from Wyandanch. at that
And
moment.
growing up in the 70s and 80s on Long Island, we were all from, you were from Jamaica. This one was from the Bronx.
Yeah.
We were from Bensonhurst.
Right,
It was a
right.
melting pot of the
Melting
boroughs.
pot of the
Yeah.
boroughs.
Yeah.
So what the boroughs don't understand, we are the boroughs.
Yeah.
They live on Long Island.
Yeah.
With a couple of houses, a little.
We're your representatives out here.
Right,
Yeah.
we're the representatives.
Yeah.
So, it's not like it should be a thing. Ever should have been a thing where we're detached.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in hip hop.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a detachment because anybody you talk to, especially in our era,
Yeah.
they're going to say they from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But when we get here
Mm-hmm.
and we hear from, you got a 5-year parameter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you once you go past that 3 or 5 years, you from here.
And speaking of Long Island, all right, I'm just gonna spout off a couple names. All right, I'm gonna talk about Public Enemy.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about De La Soul. I'm gonna talk about EPMD.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about Leaders.
Okay.
And of course, I mean, you know, Busta.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna talk about Rakim. I'm gonna talk about Biz Markie, Craig
Okay.
Mack,
Okay.
and all these legends that are from here.
Right.
And so many of them that you've been an integral part of their worlds.
Right.
I know. Okay, you grew up with Rakim.
Yeah, I grew up with Chill, Daryl,
And Chill,
which everybody know him as a movie star.
Yep.
You know, you see him on TV every day, but
Yep.
he was an MC before he was all
A certain group named Groovy Chill, I believe.
He's Chill,
Yep.
Groovy Chill, and I'm be a Groovy Chill, and Groove is Groove of be Chill. So it's,
And you guys had your thing going on. You're also with the Uptown crew, I believe, right?
Right. We was. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it.
Yep. All right.
Tell it?
Yeah. I
Want
want
me
to hear
go?
it.
You
I want to hear
go?
it. I want to hear
You
it.
want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
bring it.
It started in Wyandanch.
Okay.
Right. And like I said, it started really in my book as far as records is concerned.
Yeah.
And just we had a lifestyle. The lifestyle started, in my era with, as far as me is concerned, when I started out with Teddy Ted and the Almighty Five MCs, which me and Teddy graduated together.
Okay.
And same way with Chill. We all classmates.
That's awesome.
So he was like, yo, Belal, you need to get out, come on out to the house. Boom, boom, boom. And bum, bum, bum. And, maybe you want to rap with us. Da, 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 da. So, he gave me, my mom's like her. So he said, yeah, you can go over there across the tracks on the north side. Go ahead with him, though. You know what I'm saying? So, cool. So when I met all the guys, I already knew most of them. My man Gary Morgan, happy birthday to him. Mack, Almighty G Stroh, of course Teddy, Michael Mitchell, Scully. We was like, the ragtag crew. And there was one kid in there at 13 called Kid Splash. We always used to call him Pop, but that's the first time I met him though. And that he became Rakim. So the first time I had a little audition for them, I'm like, Rod, he was like, yo, that. They used to call me Super B back then.
Okay.
So he was like, Super B, pick up a rhyme for me and my old side, to the bed, just to keep the money more bad. And they laughed, Rod, they ran down the street laughing. So I'm like, you know what? These guys is too good. They were really good. But the big crew at that time was DJ Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers.
Okay.
They took what Pleasure was doing and extended it. DJ Maniac, those guys, the Midnight Marauder, all those guys was, in between that, between, them and us. And as we were younger.
Yeah.
So, we was just trying to do it, cutting up speakers, trying to, build speakers in the backyard, Teddy's yard, and they blow up and break before we even get there to the party and, and all this stuff. So we was a ragtag crew. But Ra, I would say this, Ra was a genius at 13, like rhyming wise. I never heard anybody rhyme like him.
Right.
When I mean nobody was rhyming like him, in my opinion, I would just sit there and be in awe. But it was another brother just as good as the Almighty G Stroh. And they was like incredible together.
They probably, each one of them probably pushed the other one to be better.
Yeah. It was like, but these, Gerald was my age, but Rod's 3 years, he's class 86.
Okay.
So we just all vibing and everybody, in Wyandanch back then, it was like a family affair. You might get in a fight with somebody, but by the end of the day, maybe the end of the week, you was cool with them. But don't come in Wyandanch from somewhere else
Right.
and have any problem with anybody in Wyandanch, and everybody is just on you.
You're a family.
You know
You're a
what I'm
crew.
saying? Same way with Amityville.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, with hip hop, what I tell everybody, nobody knew what Roosevelt was doing. Nobody knew what C.I. was doing.
Right.
Nobody knew what Gordon Heights was doing. Nobody didn't know what Wyandanch was doing, or Roosevelt, or Hempstead. Everybody was separate because nobody was going to each other's towns.
Right. And there's no Instagram and TikTok and anything
TikTok,
else.
nothing.
Right.
So everybody's got a story to tell,
Yeah.
which we need to start telling it, because the Bronx been telling their story
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Yep.
And Long Island is the core of some of the greatest groups of all time.
Of all time.
Period.
Yeah.
So why not tell our story before somebody else tell it
Mm-hmm.
wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Because they wasn't there.
Yeah.
So fast forward this. I got out of school and I graduated. I was, trying to learn how to DJ.
Right.
And I couldn't get it. For some reason, it didn't click. DJ Speed tried to teach me. DJ Snake, God bless him, tried to teach me. A host of cats.
Yeah.
Because I was in their face all
Yeah.
the time. DJ Doc, DJ Mandusa.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? These guys was my guys, and they was, I was just around them, just trying to get in, stay in.
Yeah.
But DJ Chaos, all those guys was already DJing already.
So you're trying to take batting practice with Giancarlo Stanton
Yeah,
and Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
and- yeah.
I'm just like, and I'm missing the ball. So
Pitch it a little slower, maybe
yeah,
40.
pitch it a little slower.
Yeah.
So one day, my next door neighbor, who I didn't even know was a DJ, really, he just played loud music out of the house. I didn't know he was a DJ. He said, Belal, I see you trying to learn how to DJ. I named him. He was from Amityville. He said, yo, come upstairs and I'll teach you. But I'm going to teach you how to blend. He said, pat your feet. You know how to count? Boss? I said, yeah. I do that all day. Boom, 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 boom. Just hit when you throw on the record, throw it on the downbeat. First time I did it, boom. Never did it before.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. And then he's teaching me how to blend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is easy. But what I did was, my mother, she asked me if I wanted to go to the prom. That's like, no, what I'd rather have is a speaker.
See, you're smart.
And she said, all right, if you find a speaker, I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
Right? So I went to the Black Love Crew, some friends of mine from the Black Love Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin and I can't think of the other brother's name right now, but they sold me one of their Vegas.
Okay.
So I went down to South Jamaica,
Uh-huh.
165th, and bought a tweeter cabinet. Now I got that.
Yeah.
Then I told my father, well, mommy's buying me a speaker. So I need you to buy me some turntables
Uh-huh.
and a mixer. Right? And then my mother's like, yeah, I bought him a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna buy him some turntables and a mixer. So that's what he did.
Yeah.
And I went in my basement. Boy, nobody saw me, at least, no lie, no exaggeration, 9 months. Everybody was asking where I was.
Yeah.
I was in the basement.
You're in the lab.
So
Yeah.
in that part, my first gig that's when I started getting really cool with Chill. Me and him was always brothers, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we became, because he was an MC,
Mm-hmm.
but he was more of a hype man.
Right.
And everybody was popular. So I gravitated to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulled me out of the yard,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yep.
Him and Teddy and those guys. So I started going to his house, and we started doing, I came out the basement. I never forget my man, Steve Scarber, who lived across the street, asked my man, Keith Johnson, where Belal at? I didn't even see him. He's like, yo, Belal DJing, he's getting nice with it.
He's doing it.
He's doing it. But nobody knew.
Yeah.
So, because I wasn't in that circle.
Yeah.
So then, boom, all of a sudden, pow.
Yeah.
I go out to the gym and I do one gig, and I forget DJ Motor, who was another legend from Wyandanch,
Mm-hmm.
and OG, and he was like, yo, you really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, that for me, that was like, then I'm good, because
Yeah.
he co-signed me. But I wasn't cutting at the time. And I went to my other brother, God bless him, my man DJ Snake, aka Rashawn. He taught me how to cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went in the basement for another 3 months. And then when I came out, it wasn't a game.
You ready?
I was doing stuff
Yeah.
like now DJing now is all chirp cut, stab cut, all these different names, transformers. Back then you just did it.
Yeah.
Whatever sounds good. And at the time, and all of this really came into play with a gentleman named by Mr. Frank Abel. He was the band teacher at Wyandanch.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one of the best bands up on the eastern, in New York State. It was no joke.
And there's always that, what I love, like especially with great stories like yours, there's always that one teacher.
Yes, there's one teacher.
That you look back at and you're like, Frank Abel made a difference in my life.
Yeah, he did.
And it's so special.
Yeah, it really is, because he made an impact on a lot of kids' life. Because when you have a band of maybe 125, and the school ain't but so we got maybe 500.
Yeah.
Kids in it,
mm-hmm.
and everybody, that large percentage with the band.
Yeah.
That's keeping kids off the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's keeping kids' minds
mm-hmm.
rolling.
Yep.
In a positive direction. And what happened was, Rakim was in that band.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I was the band assistant teacher, and here I am back in school, and working, but still coming to school.
Yeah.
And marching in the band.
Yeah.
Playing the bass drum.
Mm-hmm.
And the class of '86 was Rob's. So we already knew each other. So one day, Biz comes into. See, at that time, Biz. Okay. And I always say the importance of Biz Markie is this. God bless my big bro. He was the only dude I know, the only one, that was going past the Mason-Dixon line. So he started, when I first met him, he was living in Patchogue. Okay. He was Patchogue. He was known in Garden Heights and Coram. And, a lot of people, Brentwood. But I know him from there. What he did was, he went to the city and got with these brothers called Mike and Dave, mm-hmm. who were big promoters back then. And they would have these park, these high school jams, and everything, and go around to the skating ring, 2001 and mm-hmm. 109 skating, all these different spots where we would have big, Electrician Hall, mm-hmm. First Mechanic. That's the first time I saw Mechanic out of Coram, and he brought Dougie Fresh there. That was the first time I saw Dougie Fresh. Yeah, it was right down the street here. It's crazy. At the Electrician Hall. It used to be a hall. It's not there no more. Yeah, but it used to be a hall there, and right down the street. And Biz, when we met Biz, Rakim, I heard about him from the flyers. You can look him up from the flyers. You put Mike and Dave, you see his big head, and this is his head. Anyway, but he was the promoter. Yeah, with them, and he would go to different high schools to promote those parties.
There's a great book you have to check out. Stretch Armstrong just put out a book mm-hmm. called New York City Passes. Mm-hmm. I think it's 1988 to 1998, mm-hmm. and it's all these flyers. Mm-hmm. It's every flyer from every show. Oh, it's incredible.
Gotta have these. Yeah, he's got to have them.
Yeah, business in there a lot.
Business in there a lot. It's got to be because he brought those, and he would promote, and he was promoting one of the parties, and Mike and Dave that he was on, which had Dougie Fresh and Grit Fresh Crew, and it might be the Cold Crush, mm-hmm. it might be this one and that one, and he goes through the story goes like this. You go through the side, which you could get into the side of the high school, and Rakim had to be, Pop happened to be there, and and when he knocked on the door, he opened the door because Pop was always roaming the halls. Mm-hmm. Pop was so cool. Rob was so cool at a young age. He'll start in the middle of the hallway, he had this slow walk to the left, and then the slow walk back, and the slow walk to the right, and he'd be gliding, you know, like, oh yeah, what's up, Lola?
Yeah.
That's what he used to call the ladies, Lola. What's up, Lola? Yo.
I might take the Lola.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna annex the Lola.
Yeah. It's a Lola Falana.
Yeah.
You call you Lola.
Yeah.
That, you know, that means you was fine.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So you know, he was like that. So he was the cool in his class. He was one of the coolest. So,
yeah.
And everybody knew he was dangerous on the mic.
Yeah.
Because when you came to Wyandanch Park,
Mm-hmm.
and the Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers walked in that park,
Mm-hmm.
we waited for Cool Breeze to come.
Right.
They was already hood stars. Raw was a hood star before he even was a star.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A legend, whatever icon and all, but we know him as Pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The mischievous kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the cool kid.
The guy everybody wanted to be.
But he was talented in music.
Yeah.
He could play the saxophone. He could play drums. You know what I'm saying? Because he grew up in a musical family also.
Yeah.
So when he brought Biz in, he's like, yo, I like your fat shoestrings.
Mm-hmm.
Your Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, no shell toes. I like those. And they became friends.
That's awesome.
Just right then.
Wow.
So maybe that following week, I meet Biz.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the, he don't infiltrated the high school. He's sitting there at the lunchroom like he know everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's the only dude I know had a Wyandanch lunch card,
Yeah.
and he didn't go to the school. It was out of school already. You understand what I'm saying?
They had to give him a meal.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what we didn't know, Biz was grinding.
Yeah.
He was going to Amityville, Copiague, Brentwood, CI.
Yeah.
He would go to Brooklyn, Boys and Girls. He would go to Queens, Hillcrest. You know, he would go everywhere.
Yeah.
Where the kids was. Because of hip hop, we all love hip hop.
Yeah.
So one day we do a Frank Abel party.
Okay.
And it's a true story. I didn't meet him yet. Meet Biz. He comes in. I'm jamming. We jamming. Rod jamming. Boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, Biz coming. I got Grandmaster Flash. I got Grandmaster Flash. And I'm sitting there going, yo, give me the mic. I'm like, no. He goes, I need the mic right now because I got him outside. I don't care who you got. I don't care if you got the president. Don't touch my mic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
And da-da-da-da. So he just grabs the mic.
Oh, man.
Snatch on. And I said, now, Chill's my witness, Rod's my witness. I come behind the turntables. Now I'm getting ready to fight Biz. Get to high school.
Biz big boy then.
I didn't care. I'm black belt in karate. I didn't care what he was. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you don't touch me?
Yeah.
And they was like, yo, chill, let him go, chill. Now they know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let him go. So he left. And I look on the ground and there's the flyer, the Mike and Dave flyer in the morning. It was big head like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
I love it. I love it.
Oh man, that was.
Yeah.
So he comes back.
Yeah.
The same night. And I'm packing up. And he apologized. He's like, yo, man, I get excited. I'm sorry. Because he know the rules,
Yeah.
He said, I'm sorry, grabbing your stuff and da-da-da-da.
Just happens.
It just happened. Right. And we've been best friends since the day he passed.
Oh, man. I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that camaraderie
Mm-hmm.
that we had, if you battled me, you had to battle him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you heard the tape, us at the high school,
Mm-hmm.
that's at a Frank Abel high school party.
That's insane.
With me, Chill, Biz, and Rob.
That's insane.
That's
that's where it all started right there.
That.
Wow. I need that.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
that's the only recording of that.
I need that.
That is should be in the Hip Hop Museum right now. They should be calling me right now because that's
iconic moment right there.
That's and he did 7 MCs up in a line.
Wow.
Before it was a record. See, that's the high schools back then really groomed I'll say this. I'm not no against any teachers,
Mm-hmm.
but the teachers really loved us.
Yeah.
there because they would groom us. We'd be acting up and they'd be like, yo, you don't want to be nothing? Go ahead, but I see that you can be something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a teacher's job.
That's a teacher's job.
That's a teacher's job. Bring out the best in their kids.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we would have high respect.
Yeah.
We might be failing. We had
Mm-hmm.
a high respect of the teachers.
No, that's
You know
so
what I'm
important.
saying?
That's so important.
So, Mr. Walker and Mr. Gainey, all these guys, Miss Hewitt, they was respected. We might have talked about it back, but we was in their face, they was highly respected.
Yep.
So it's like all of that groomed us.
And
then from that, Biz was the one that said, Belal, y'all need to go out more. You need to get out more. Raw, you need to go out and see the world. There's a big world out there.
Yeah.
So he took us to another Mike and Dave battle with, at the time, Dougie Fresh was there, Rob Bass before Records,
Mm-hmm.
was there. It was a 201 dead Uptown, and I'm like, I got the Long Island's fastest cutter up in the, my back of my, French letters. I don't care where I'm at.
You're walking, everyone's like,
like, right. Mm-hmm. And this first time I met Chill Will, Barry B, all of them already. And Dougie had just, did B Street.
Yeah.
And what happened was the camaraderie had to kick in. My man Michael Mitchell, you hear this name?
Mm-hmm.
Scully, they was there. And all of a sudden, Biz was trying to, big up Dougie. And Dougie was like, they two beatboxers. That's just like two MCs. That's like Big Daddy Kane and Raw.
Yeah.
And it's like, but one is like, yeah, whatever, but, that's my competition.
Mm-hmm.
So Biz was incredible. When I mean incredible, to take nothing from he could make sounds out of his mouth that you don't even think a human being can
Absolutely
make.
one of the most talented of all time.
You be like, we came,
Yeah.
We all heard that way before anybody heard that. In my basement house party.
Yeah.
It was like every sound we heard was at my party.
Yep.
So,
I love it.
So you know what I'm saying? So he was like, y'all got to get out. So we got out. So Dougie gets on the mic and started dissing Biz.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, y'all know this kid from Wyandanch? Not from Wyandanch. You know this kid, Biz Markie? And he said, quiet. No, that ugly kid, Biz Markie. So Ra, he had to be 15, maybe 14.
He steps up.
He steps up before I can get it out of my mouth. He's like, yo, B, get that impeach the president ready. Get that impeach the president ready. Nobody gonna diss my man like that. Yo, come on, let's go. And I'm following him, and I'm 19.
Yeah.
18, 19, and he's, 15. And I'm following him. We get up on a, and it was some disrespect, Barry B shoved the headphones in my chest, and I'm like, oh, you want. But Biz already told me about Barry because he did some of the things I used to cut with a pencil and basketballs and my shoe. I would be cutting with this shoe, just like my hand.
Yeah.
Because it's rubber on it.
Yep.
So, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we get up on the stage. Rock go bump with the rhythm, get it in with the bass. Come on, Super B, let's dog the place. So like, boom. And that's when everybody thought they was on Mars.
I love it. I love it.
When he did the 7 MCs in a line,
they
didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
When he started hitting some of my melody, that was already made already.
Yeah.
We saw him do my melody at the Wyandanch High School a talent show. You know what I'm saying? He was doing that in my basement.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, what a lot of people don't realize about Raw's album, the first album, a lot of those records and ideas came from those years of Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers. Because Don't Look Any Further was their favorite record. And some of those break beats, all of them break beats, either I rocked it behind them or Breeze Rock behind him, or Teddy Rock behind him. Because those are the 3 DJs, or Maniac Rock behind him. So when I heard it, we heard it, that wasn't like,
it wasn't new for you,
wasn't new for us.
But this is
but
the
it's new for them,
for the whole world.
For the whole world.
Yeah, we're getting our rap thing here, so we're gonna have to keep this thing going here. We need you to come back again. We need you to come back again. We're gonna do a town by town history,
right?
Because there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
But if we just really quickly had to hit on, for you, thinking Long Island, if you had to say one moment, one show, one moment for Long Island, what was the monumental moment for hip hop for Long Island? Whether it was a record, whether it was a performance, whether it was...
There's a lot of things, but
yeah.
I would have to say, I just said this, Public Enemy coming out and Raw coming out.
Yeah.
But for me, with my group
yeah.
We Chill.
Yeah.
When we got with Uptown Records.
Yeah.
And was the first 5
yeah.
groups to start the great Uptown Records. But for me, it was having the Hudlin brothers write a movie about us.
Yeah.
House Party.
Yeah.
Because at the time, we didn't know it was going to be an iconic movie.
I remember walking in to the Syosset House Diner right around that time and sitting at the table as Kid and Play next to us. They were living over in Syosset, and I was starstruck. Because we were still kids. And there they are.
Right.
There they are. And just to have you guys, iconic film, and you're forever immortalized in that film.
And you know what I'm saying?
What a great moment.
For me to tell the stories, like I just told you, I can go all day. But to tell those stories of Michael Mitchell leaving me in the house, I mean, in front of the house, and I'm waiting for him for 2 hours, and I curse everybody out in the car when they get there, and he's scratching up my equipment, and till this day, like Bump the Table, me and Chill, that's what started the idea in the first place.
I love it.
Brothers, when we did the Bump the Table skit, so it was to see it now, and I can say, I don't care what nobody else say what they think they know. Other DJs coming out talking about this and that. I won't say no names. But at the end of the day, that's not Philly history. That's Long Island history. Yeah. That's my history. So I take it real serious when somebody's talking out of line with me. Yeah. Because I was there. You know what I'm saying? So that for me, till this day, is one. House Party, the creation of a House Party. Kid and Play did a great job. Tisha and AJ did a great job. Martin Lawrence did a great job playing me. I had to teach him how to be me. Yeah. So, even though we were in the movies, it's just seeing all our Long Island house parties. Yeah. Just come, because I was, technical director. Well, one of the technical assistants on set. Yeah. Well, so had to make sure it was right. Right. Everything had to be right. Yeah. That's why you saw Vegas and all this stuff. Yeah. And all the different equipment. So to see it now. Oh, yeah. Like, it's still, we still get checks from it. Yeah. That being said, download House Party now on Apple TV or buy it. Don't watch it on Netflix. Buy it. Buy it. We need to still keep buying vinyl. Bilal, I love you, brother. This was incredible, man. This was incredible. We're doing this again. Yeah. It's so much. We're doing this again. That's why, it's so much, man. Yeah. It's so much. We're going to do the mini-series. We're going to do the mini-series. But, I would like to bring some other brothers in. Absolutely. Let's do it. We're here for it. We have to tell our story. Absolutely. And speaking of telling stories, every week we do have a soul-free music pick of the week. And, in honor of our last guest, DMC, which was such a great show and such an incredible time, of course, we had to break out some vintage vinyl today. And, this week's soul-free pick of the week profile records, of course, King of Rock, Run DMC, going back to 1985. There's no higher. Right? They call me Sire. Right? Once again, my thick glasses, hat, a little bit of gold around my neck in honor of the great ones, Run DMC. Run, of course, Rev, and rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. Yeah, man. And, our guys. Man. Our guys. Man. the impact, and in Queens is the same way. Queens
Yep.
is very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Biz always said that when Sucker MCs came out,
Mm-hmm.
it changed the game.
Absolutely.
And for me though, it was Here We Go.
Oh yeah.
You know, when I heard Here We Go,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, here we go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? So this album is special
Yeah.
to Ruby Chill because that's what Chill got the idea for that.
Mm-hmm. You tell me that, right?
Yeah, that's where he got the idea because he saw them wearing hats. He started wearing the hat.
I love it.
But he had to make a twist to put the
Of course. Had to do a little something. Had to do a little
that
something.
Hat, that hat should be in the hip hop museum.
Let's do it. Well, actually, we'll do that later. You want to go through some crates?
Yeah,
Want to go? All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
You got crates. I got crates.
Let's
boy.
do
I
it,
got
baby.
Crates. I don't know. You want to battle?
No, I'm not battling you. I'll take you on maybe in sneakers, but I'm not battling your crate game. Once again, the legendary DJ Belal. Check him out online, and of course, right here on Soul Free. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to the Drake Media Network for making all this happen. Of course, the Soul Free Radio Network. And once again, the official Harlan on Instagram. And we'll see you next week.